So, a couple days ago, I was looking back on all the previous YouTube videos that I've made, just reminiscing on all the good times that we've had, taking nostalgic walks down memory lane. While I was looking back at my past videos, I noticed a few things. First of all, I realized how fondly I look back on all of the spooky season videos that I made last year, and it made me super excited to make more this year. Spooky season was just a good time for me last year, and I am stoked to get to do it again. And it just so happens that spooky season is right around the corner, and I am super hyped about it. There's just something about the month of October that just puts me in the most positive mood. I absolutely love it. The way that the fall season takes over and sweater weather slowly rolls in. It's just absolute bliss. The changing of the colors of the leaves on the trees, and the trips to the pumpkin patch, the scary movies, it's hands down my favorite time of year. That's why today, on our nostalgic walk down memory lane, we're gonna check out a fall episode of Rugrats in honor of spooky season being right around the corner and fall being slowly rolling in. But first, I want to talk about the other thing that I noticed while I was looking back at my past videos. I was looking back and I've noticed that since spooky season of last year, I haven't even uploaded more than one video a month, which sucks, but there's a few reasons behind it. First of all, I've been kind of lazy to be honest, but I've also been really busy with my actual day job and just like life in general. But it's also because I've been putting such an emphasis on super long form content, which I absolutely love. I tend to be kind of a long-winded person in general, and I feel like I really thrive when I can put hours of work into a 1 to 2 hour long video, but they just take so much time for me to make. If I want to make this spooky season as fun for me as last spooky season was, I need to be able to be flexible and throw in some shorter videos every now and again too. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be making the long form videos, but I'm going to continue to probably do one of those a month, give or take, while still throwing in some smaller videos in between, like this one. So like right now, I'm working on the next episode of the Dark Side of Hey Arnold series, which is probably going to be like an hour and a half long right about, but I've been working on other shorter videos in the background too, which is going to allow me to express my creativity and try out different things, and in general just be able to put out videos a little more regularly, which is totally cool. But back to Rugrats, yes. Rugrats is at its core a feel-good show. It's a show that in many ways reminds me of when I was a kid, and it just gives me that warm and fuzzy feeling inside. There's so many aspects of this show that really just remind me of my childhood, and I love it. Specifically, I will say Rugrats did always have the best holiday episodes. The multiple Christmas and Hanukkah specials, the Halloween specials, the Thanksgiving specials, there were a lot of those throughout the series. You know what I did love though? There was this specific episode that always just kind of felt a little bit like a fall special, and it really just reminds me of this time of year when the summer's winding down and the fall is slowly rolling its way in. Today we're going to be talking about the season 4 episode Autumn Leaves. This episode starts out with a beautiful shot of a tree that's lost most of its leaves, and what leaves remain are a gorgeous mix of red, yellow, brown, and green. As one of the leaves falls off, we pan over to Tommy's house where the kids are playing and the adults are inside talking.
Charles dropped Chucky off. Looks like he's back on his feet.
Hi, Chucky. Are you over your little cold? Oh, that's good.
I can definitely relate to this hardcore. I always used to get sick every fall when I was a kid. It's like growing up, school would start in September, and like at least 2 to 3 weeks later, like clockwork, I would always get sick with a really gnarly cold. And by all means, it was probably from all the germs of being around the other kids at school, but still, I feel this to my core. As Grandpa is talking with Dee Dee, Stu comes up talking about his new invention, the leaf lifter. It's kind of like an automatic vacuum that sucks up all of your leaves. Grandpa brings Chucky outside while Stu continues to talk his ear off about his invention. We see Chucky talking to his friends.
You looked terrible the other day. Your face is all funny colored.
Yeah, but now I'm all better.
And you had stuff coming out of your mouth and ears.
Yeah, but
Remember your arms felt like Spike's nose?
well, a little.
And then you bent over and held your tummy, and funny noises come out of your mouth? Like that?
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Chucky starts to feel sick from all of them talking about how sick he was. He literally starts to turn green. Dee Dee brings all of the kids some apple juice, and Chucky decides to set his down pretty much immediately as he walks off, not really feeling good. While all the other kids are playing, Tommy ends up stepping on a leaf that came from the big tree in the backyard, presumably the one we watched fly off in the beginning of the episode.
What are you looking at, Tommy? Did your ball fall into the sky? No, it's the tree. Those leaves aren't the color they're supposed to be. You're right, Tommy. They're a different color. Whenever I see leaves on trees, they're green. What do you think happened? Maybe they jumped.
Tommy wonders why the leaves are changing funny colors, and Phil and Lil suggest that maybe it's because the tree is sick, because Chucky changed a funny color when he was sick too. Just then, Chucky sees that his cup spilled all over the tree, and he thinks that it's his fault that the tree is sick.
Chucky, it was only apple juice.
Tommy, do you see any apples on this tree? This isn't an apple tree. Putting apple juice on this tree is like giving bird food to a goldfish.
You're not supposed to do that. That must be why Flippy had to go to the hospital in the potty.
Tommy suggests that the tree needs medicine to feel better, and he says that his dad calls it Mabel's tree, thinking that they need to find Mabel to get help with the tree, but Chucky ends up steering him in the right direction.
When I was sick, my dad gave me cough syrup. Maybe Mabel's tree just needs maple syrup.
Maple syrup! I had that on my pancakes one time. Come on, let's go find some.
So, of course, they go right inside and get some maple syrup. They pour it on the tree, and when more leaves fall, Chucky just feels bad and starts to cry. He walks away feeling worried, while Tommy reassures him that they're just gonna wake up in the morning and the tree would be better. However, the next day, they go outside and literally all of the leaves have fallen off of the tree. Chucky starts to panic, feeling that he really did kill this entire tree just by spilling juice on it. However, Tommy gets the brilliant idea that if they make the tree look like it did before it was sick, then they can heal it. So they get to work on coloring all of the leaves green to put them back on the tree. When they all run out of green crayons, they end up having to improvise.
Oh, what are we gonna do? There must be something green around here we can use.
Diaper's coming loose. Can't stop now.
Now what do we do? It's like a big crayon. Just pick some up and color on the leaves.
After that idea fails, we see Stu coming outside with his new invention, super excited to finally be able to try it out.
It's an awful lot of leaves, Stu. Even if your invention works, where are you going to put them all?
Not a problem, Deed. You see, this little vacuum packing attachment will condense a yard full of leaves into a block only slightly larger than my head.
The kids end up being taken inside to have lunch while Stu tries out his invention, and they all panic when they see him cleaning up the leaves, so they rush to eat their lunch. However, they end up being too late as they go outside to a completely clean backyard with no leaves. Tommy decides that they gotta find the leaves, and they end up coming upon the package of leaves.
Do you think they're in here? Come on, let's open it up.
Stu ends up finding the yard completely covered in leaves as Grandpa takes the kids upstairs for nap time. When Stu vacuums up all the leaves for a second time, the kids hear it happening, so they sneak down to the yard and pull the plug on the leaves again, blowing them everywhere. We see the same thing happen a third time, but then Stu ends up kicking his new invention, and it ends up sucking up all of his clothes and messing him up.
Stu, what happened?
You know, Deed, maybe having a leaf-free yard isn't so important. A few leaves are good. After all, leaves are what make autumn, right?
Well, I always thought so.
I have an idea. Maybe I'll forget about the lawn and take the kids to the park.
Well, that would be wonderful.
We see Stu taking the kids to the park when they all look out the window and see that all of the trees actually look like that, and that must mean that Chucky didn't actually get the tree sick. The episode ends with the kids playing in leaves at the park.
So it wasn't sick after all. Boy, is Mabel gonna be happy.
This episode is one that just really makes me want to cuddle up on the couch with a nice mug of cocoa and a blanket on a cold fall morning. It really captures what I find to be one of the most important parts of fall, and that's going to be the aesthetic of the leaves changing colors and falling from the trees. Sometimes in the fall, I love to just go on walks through the park with a nice fresh cup of coffee from my favorite coffee shop and just take in some of the sights of the trees losing their leaves. It really is a beautiful transition, and I feel like the Rugrats did an amazing job of capturing that kind of aesthetic. The close-up of the leaves in that opening scene is one of my all-time favorite shots in this episode. The detail that they put into the leaves in that opening scene and the musical score that's accompanied by it just scream fall. It's scenes like this one that truly set the tone for the episode right out the gate. You see that, and you know the kind of vibe that you're going to get from this episode. It's all comfort and beautiful warm colors. I really get a good laugh out of the gag with the kids repeatedly releasing all the leaves and Stu thinking that it was his invention malfunctioning. You'd think that after the second time he would have just had the thought to put the bag of leaves somewhere safe and contained just in case it did explode again, like a yard debris can or something like that. I don't know. But nope, Stu just continuously left it out on the ground where anyone could have easily just walked up and pulled the tab and sent the leaves flying all over the place. But it did make for good comedy though. It was also funny how Chucky thought that the apple juice would have killed the tree. I love Chucky's logic there, thinking that the tree itself doesn't grow apples, so apple juice will definitely make it sick. It made for a good chuckle, and all in all, this episode does a great job of priming you for fall and providing you with that nice, comfortable, feel-good feeling that Rugrats gives us. It's overall just a fantastic episode, and I couldn't think of a better way to lean into fall and really just savor the moment as we count down the days till spooky season is here. But what do you think? Is there any other fall episodes of shows that you want me to check out? And is there any scary episodes you want me to put on the list for spooky season? Let me know in the comments down below. I always love seeing your guys' feedback. If you like this video, be sure to drop a like and give praise to the YouTube algorithm in hopes that it pushes this video to everyone else. If you aren't subscribed yet, now is a perfect time to do that. I'm aiming for 100,000 subscribers, and I can't do that without your help. I would greatly appreciate it, and it'll help you make sure that you don't miss any of my future uploads. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.